What is the Mass Effect headcanon project? For a complete breakdown, I recommend you hit the link right here. But for all intents and purposes, the majority of this series will be presented as a typical Let's Play, but rather than blind first-time reactions, I will be documenting all of the events of the games in retrospective. This will include breakdowns of specific encounters, my occasional personal views and critique of the game itself, Easter eggs, bugs, and glitches. Like a little bit of a mix. But most importantly, a detailed explanation of my own personal headcanon and why I perceive this particular Commander Shepard to be the most compelling and interesting. I have painstakingly developed this headcanon because of how immersive and expansive this trilogy really is. As an aside, this isn't what I consider to be the best complete playthrough, it's just what I think is ultimately the best story that can be told with the content that there is to be discovered. To get to this point, I have had to play the trilogy so many times with so many varying outcomes that even to this day I am still discovering something new with every playthrough. It's a monument to the absolute masterpiece that is Mass Effect, and I hope that I manage to encapsulate those who also love this series as I do, so as to stimulate discussion on a video game that even now, 11 years later, still has people talking. If you are new to this series, I will provide a link to the complete playlist in the description below. Otherwise, welcome in once again. We're back on the trail for Saren. We're heading to Noveria. Greetings, spacefarers. I'm Mykul. As much as I love the Uncharted world's exploration, it's time we track down Benezia and focus on stopping Saren. But first...
Commander, what can I do for you?
Something bothering you?
It's Saren. I'm starting to wonder whether we'll ever find him. He's always one step ahead of us, and he's got those damn Geth.
Don't worry, Garrus. I got you.
We're getting close, Garrus. We'll find him.
I wish I had your confidence. I just can't stand the thought of him getting away with everything he's done. I know you're doing everything you can, and if anyone can catch him, it's you, but if there's anything else I can do to help, anything, just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it.
Loyalty gained. No need for further questions. We're in this together now.
Thank you, Garrus. I'll keep that in mind. Just make sure you're ready to go when we do catch him.
Yes, sir. I'll be ready. Can I ask you something, Commander?
Ask away.
What is it?
Are you worried that the Council might be protecting Saren? I mean, they were really dragging their heels before. What if we find him, bring him back to the Citadel, and they refuse to act?
I like to encourage his keen ability to take initiative. I also agree, it is a possibility.
You seem to have some thoughts on this. Speak your mind, Garrus.
Well, maybe we shouldn't give them the chance, Commander. In my opinion, Saren's too dangerous to be kept alive. Too much could happen. He could escape, or the Council might let him go. If we find him, when we find him, I say we make sure we stop him permanently.
Hey, I already told you, man, I got you. Just pump the brakes a little bit, champ. We'll see.
It'll depend on the situation. I'm not committing to anything until I've got him in my sights.
Fair enough. Either way, I'm right behind you, Commander.
Shepard, I need to talk to you. It's important.
Of course. You've been an exceptional member of the team. I'm all ears.
Is something wrong?
You know the data you took from those Geth control nodes? The information you uploaded to Alliance Control? I want a copy of it.
If this is indeed for your pilgrimage, then the answer is yes. But I've just got to check because, it's my job. It is very valuable after all.
You want to bring this data back to the migrant fleet?
Those files have information that could be vital to our efforts to understand the Geth. It could be the key to helping us reclaim our homeworld.
If I give you this data, your pilgrimage is over. You'll go back to your own people.
Not right away. I'll stay with you as long as it takes to stop Saren. But my people need this.
It is in fact encrypted, but she does seem to be suggesting that the Quarians will have the ability to hack it. So if that's the case, then it's even more logical to give it to her. Not just as a kind gesture for her helping us this entire time. Even still, it doesn't hurt to clarify.
It'll take years to decipher and analyze the data.
Maybe even decades, but it's worth the time. This information will give us new insight into how the Geth have changed and evolved over the past centuries.
Alright, even if you didn't convince me, you've earned it.
Go ahead. Make a copy.
My people, I owe you a great debt. One I can never repay. The only thing I can offer in return is what you already have. My solemn promise to stay with you until Saturn and his Geth armies are defeated.
And that is all I could ever ask, Tali.
I never wanted anything more.
Thank you, Shepard.
Shepard,
So, you'd rather be a merc than help your people?
I'm a fighter. It's what I do.
Come on, Rex, we're friends now. Care to offer any more insight?
Aren't you at all worried about what will happen to the Krogan?
What the hell do you want me to do about it, Shepard? I'm tired of sticking my ass on the line and getting nothing for it.
Yeah, something we can relate to, Rex. I don't blame you.
So you decided to go your own way?
I decided killing for credits was better than killing for a lost cause. I'm no hero, Shepard. Bottom line, killing for credits simplifies things.
I suppose. I'm not sure I quite agree with you on that one, but that's okay.
You ever think about helping your people?
I try not to. But there's a lot of Krogan mercs out there. I'm always running into them. Half the time I'm being paid to kill them. But that's just part of the job. You don't get to pick who your enemies are.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
I love Rex so much, but that's enough banter with the crew. We've got a job to do.
Approach control, this is the SSV Normandy, requesting a vector and a berth.
Normandy, your arrival was not scheduled. Our defense grid is armed and tracking you. State your business.
Citadel business. We got a Council Spectre aboard.
Landing access granted, Normandy. Be advised, we will be confirming identification on arrival. If confirmation cannot be established, your vessel will be impounded.
What a fun bunch. I think I'll take my next leave here.
That's far enough.
I'm not going to exert my Spectre authority on the very first encounter, but I am going to establish my position. Can I help you?
Something wrong, officer?
You better hope there isn't. This is an unscheduled arrival. I need your credentials.
My credentials are higher than your credentials.
You first.
We're the law here. Show some respect. I'm Captain Mykul Matsuo, Ilanis Risk Control Services.
Well, Matsuo is being respectful, so I will be respectful to her. Now I can amicably explain to her that I'm a Spectre and why I'm here.
I'm a Spectre. My name is Shepard.
Load of horse crap, man. We will need to confirm that. Also, I must advise you that firearms are not permitted on Noveria. Sergeant Sterling, secure their weapons.
Ooh, bad idea.
Back away, nice and slow.
I'm keeping my gun, because... of fucking course I am.
Nobody takes my weapon.
Charge and lock! We are authorized to use lethal force. You have to the count of 3 to surrender your weapons. 1, 2, 3.
Captain Matsuo, stand down! We confirmed their identity. Spectres are authorized to carry weapons here, Captain.
You may proceed, Spectre. I hope the rest of your visit will be less confrontational. Parasini-san will meet you upstairs. Behave yourself.
Such a good encounter. Very Wild West.
Get out of here. I'll be keeping my eye on you. You're not so tough. You better toe the line here.
I'll take douchebag characters for 500.
Welcome, detectives. Don't mind the
I am Gianna Parasini, assistant to Administrator Ananias. We apologize for the incident in the docking bay.
Yeah, real friendly. This is just a complete bad attitude response. But can you blame me? Because they were being a bunch of dicks, and they need to be reeled in. It's not my place to say, but come on, get your house in order.
Someone pissed in your security chief's coffee today?
She takes her job seriously. She is a valuable asset to the company. One of my duties is orientation of new arrivals. Do you have any questions?
No, I suppose that's a satisfactory response. Let's just get to business.
Has anyone unusual passed through here recently?
Unusual? And a sorry matriarch passed through a few days ago. Lady Benezia.
Benezia? She is here?
We have to tread lightly in this situation. This is the corporate world after all. Spectre or no, the people here don't really feel like they owe me anything. If she knows where Benezia is, then I need her help, so I've got to play ball.
Can I speak with her?
Benezia left for the Peak 15 research complex days ago. To the best of my knowledge, she's still there.
Okay, she's being very forthcoming. Now it's time to exert some Spectre authority. Let's make sure she understands that her cooperation is non-negotiable.
Good. Give us directions and we'll be on our way.
You'll need to ask Administrator Oneleus for clearance to leave this port.
Alright, where is he?
Where can I find the Administrator?
His office is on the main level, left at the top of the elevator.
Understood. Can we go in now?
Of course. If you need any help, you can ask me at the Administrator's office.
She is here. I can't believe it. I imagine you want to talk to me, Shepard. About my mother.
No, I know I can trust you, Liara, but I want to hear you say it. Yeah, I'm one of those people.
We talked about her before, but things change when you're up against something. If it's her or me, who would you shoot?
Ooh, rough.
I meant what I said before. Her actions are wrong. If you would feel safer leaving me on the Normandy, I will stay. But I would like to see her. Maybe I can persuade her to come peacefully.
Okay, if you think you can, then let's try it.
I hope so. I accept your word, Liara. Let's get going.
Thank you, Shepard. That means a great deal to me.
Welcome to Port Hanshan, the galaxy's most respected site for independent scientific research and development. For your own safety, and to protect the privacy of others, you are required to obey any directions given by our security personnel. If you have questions or concerns, our friendly administrative staff is always available. Thank you, and enjoy your stay.
Before we go speak with Oneleus, we are going to wander around the trade floor and see if we can gather some intel.
The managers warned us about you.
And over here it looks like we have a shop with a Hana shopkeep.
This one offers greetings. You are the Spectre that visits Port Hanshan.
News travels fast here.
Indeed, esteemed Spectre. Your arrival was not greeted with any joy by the companies here. This one has a burden that you could ease. If an arrangement could be made, it would compensate you. This one has procured a special item for a customer. The item is not permitted within the station, but you could bring it through customs.
You want me to use my status to smuggle for you?
That is not inaccurate.
It does sound shady, and I just don't like the idea.
I'm supposed to uphold the law, not break it.
This one understands. The offer shall remain open. It truly needs the help.
Everywhere I go.
Tell me about the job again.
This one has procured a special item for a customer. The item is not permitted within the station, but you could bring it through customs.
You want me to use my status to smuggle for you?
That is not inaccurate.
So I agreed to do it, my rationale being that he was going to get someone to help anyway. I might as well technically do it legally, being a Spectre. Besides, it was easy enough.
Greetings, Spectre. Have you brought the package?
Seeing as how I did this for you, and I know it's illegal, come on, the least you can do is tell me who the recipient is.
I want to know where this package is going.
This one's customer prefers to remain anonymous.
Unacceptable. You're telling me, or you're not getting it.
Your customer would prefer to have his package. Tell me who it's for, or I walk out.
Your words are not unreasonable. The customer is the Krogan called Inamorda. That one is a bounty hunter of some repute, and quick to anger. Now, does the other have the package?
I really should just keep it.
Here you are.
The Spectre has done a great service for this one. From the deepness of light, it thanks you. This one promised compensation for services rendered. It humbly suggests that a sum of 250 credits would be most appropriate.
I hope that's a joke. That's pocket change to me.
You're trying to make me laugh. You think I'm here to amuse you, to make funny sputtering noises when you offer an insult instead of a reward.
No. This one would never.
Shepard can be such an asshole out of nowhere, and I love it.
This one could raise the sum to 500 credits. That is half this one's profit taken by the other. It can offer no more.
Oh, he's just lying to himself here, thinking that his douchebaggery isn't without good intention.
If that's the best you can do, fine.
This one is glad to have come to an agreement.
I'm just browsing right now.
This one awaits your return.
It feels like such a nothing encounter, but it does serve as a reminder that Shepard is a Spectre and is always willing to do some shady dealings when necessary.
How can I help you?
How large are the facilities here?
We have 17 research complexes built into the mountains. Each is a self-sufficient facility housing a staff of hundreds.
Tell me about the companies that work on Noveria.
Over 250 high-tech firms rent our labs. Major shareholders include Elanus Risk Control Services, Binary Helix, and Synthetic Insights Limited.
Your guards work for ERCS, don't they?
The executive board gets a discount on facility security. Elanus also develops lethal and non-lethal weapons.
Binary Helix. They work in genetics?
BH is a leader in genetics and biotechnology. They try to keep a low profile in the media. Much of their research is in biotic modifications. That angers many Luddite, organic baseline, and fundamentalist groups.
Haven't I seen Synthetic Insights in the news lately?
They're one of only 4 corporations licensed by the Citadel Council to develop artificial intelligence. They attract many protests. No agitators have ever breached our security. That's why they invest heavily here.
I'd like to speak to Annaleus.
One moment, please. Mr. Annaleus?
Yes, what?
Commander Shepard is asking to see you, sir.
Right, fine, come in. You will excuse me if I don't stand up. I have no time to entertain spaceborne vagabonds.
I see you looked up my service record.
Only a fool enters negotiation without knowledge of the other party's tendencies. This greeting is a courtesy. I will only cooperate as required by the executive board. Businesses come here to avoid the second guessing of galactic law.
Are you telling me you have no safety protocols?
Don't be ridiculous. Do you think a for-profit company would take no precautions against loss of life and material? Project leads have the final say here, not meddlesome politicians.
Do you do business with Saren?
Agent Saren? One of your Spectre compatriots? He is a major investor in Binary Helix Corporation, which is one of Noveria's backers.
Is Binary Helix developing weapons for him?
It's possible, given his interests. What our clients do in their labs is their business.
I've heard an Asari matriarch is here. Benezia?
She arrived a few days ago, accompanied by a personal escort and some cargo. She's up at Peak 15.
What can you tell me about her cargo?
Large, heavy, and sealed. It passed weapons screening. Beyond that, it is not our concern.
What do you mean, personal escort?
The phrase is self-explanatory. Bodyguards attending to the safety of her person, mainly Asari commandos.
Commandos? And you didn't think that was weird?
They followed all our regulations. I had no reason to forbid Lady Benezia from taking them.
What brought her out here?
If I knew, I wouldn't be at liberty to say. She came here as Agent Saren's executor. She is here on business for Binary Helix. There were issues at Peak 15 that required Saren's attention.
I'd like to see her, immediately.
I'm afraid that you cannot. Peak 15 is a private facility in the Skadi Mountains. Regardless, there is a blizzard in the area. Shuttles are grounded and surface access has been cut off.
I have no more questions at this time.
Good. I received a dozen urgent messages while you dithered about.
Annaleus is actually a very clever negotiator. He told me everything I needed and gave me no room to respond.
Mr. Annaleus isn't the only one with a path to leave Hanshan. You've never worked in the corporate world, have you, Commander? You can't bludgeon through bureaucracy.
See, Even Parasini recognizes how much I just got schooled, but I am a quick learner.
So it would seem. I need an alternative.
Talk to Lorik Keen. You should be able to find him at the hotel bar. Can't say more. Not within earshot of Mr. Analaeus.
Okay. Why are we whispering?
How large are the facilities here?
We have 17 research complexes built into the mountains. Each is a self-sufficient facility housing a staff of hundreds.
You said I should talk to Lorik Keen?
Mr. Analaeus isn't the only one with a pass to leave Hanshan. Keen spends his days at the hotel since his office was closed.
Tell me about the companies that work on Noveria.
Over 250 high-tech firms rent our labs. Major shareholders include Elanus Risk Control Services, Binary Helix, and Synthetic Insights Limited.
I've taken up enough of your time.
Not at all, Spectre. This is my job, after all.
Under the advice of Miss Parasini, we head to the hotel to speak with Lorik Keen.
Excuse me, I need a moment of your time.
But of course!
The male human at the hotel bar? He's a sales rep for Binary Helix. His name is Rafael Vargas. I need you to speak with him.
Do you know who I am?
Everyone here knows who you are, Dullstone. That makes you ideal for my job. You are a known quantity, or so Vargas will think. He will assume you are here to investigate his company's dirty laundry. That will distract him from my real intentions.
Okay, but first you've got to at the very least explain why you can't possibly do this yourself.
He's right there. Why not talk to him yourself?
I wish I could. I already bungled this myself. He realized I was not a real buyer.
Why should I trust you? It's a perfectly honest question if you want my help.
Strange people skulking in corners have gotten me in trouble before.
I represent the Aramali City Council on Thessia. Our town is known for its biotic amp crafters.
What is your city's interest in Binary Helix? They do not manufacture amps.
Much of BH's work relates to biotics. There are rumors that the Noveria branch has flown in Asari biotics. Powerful ones. Commandos, to be specific. We want to assess any potential risk to Asari copyrights. You will present yourself as a buyer, on behalf of the Spectres or the Alliance. Discuss their military enhancement programs. Your real objective will be to distract him. I will give you a device that will crack into his personal wireless network. It will upload a variety of monitoring viruses. They will infiltrate Binary Helix when he logs onto their intranet.
What's in it for me?
Money, of course. I would be well paid for this. So would you. 500 credits.
This is illegal, is it not? And I've already finished my quota of helping people with illegal activities on this planet. And Moneybags Shepard here needs no more rewards.
You think this uniform's just for show? My job is to enforce the law, not break it.
Do you think that Binary Helix obeys all the laws? That they do not spy on other companies?
Look, I hate corporations as much as the next person, but it's still not a good enough reason. If you don't mind, I'll be on my way.
What they might be doing somewhere else doesn't justify my acting against them here.
Very well, Spectre. I will be on my way.
Nuh-uh, I was on my way first.
Afternoon. Sit down, have a drink. What can I do for you?
Are you Lorik Keen? I've heard you might be able to help me.
You are the Spectre that just arrived, are you not? What can old Turian like me possibly help you with?
He knows who I am. Who wouldn't? But I have no time for games. Straight to business.
I'm trying to find a way into the garage. I have places to go.
You need a pass. How fortuitous. I'm the manager of the local Synthetic Insights office. For the moment, at least. Mr. Analaeus closed my office. He claims to be investigating reports of my corruption. The administrator is an interesting man. He's become quite wealthy since he took direct control of rents.
I really do not care about the corporate world of Noveria. What about the garage? He can't own that, right?
I fail to see how this gets me into the garage.
Put bluntly, the administrator demands rent kickbacks from the companies on Noveria. I acquired evidence of Analaeus' actions. His hired goons are ransacking my office to find it. I suspect your goal lies outside this port. Mr. Analeas would be disinclined to let you wander. If you recover the evidence from my office, I will give you my garage pass, as well as a sum of credits.
I'm beginning to think there isn't a soul in the galaxy who isn't in it for themselves. What's your angle, Keen?
Why didn't Analeas cancel your pass clearance?
Why should he? There's nothing outside but snow and hungry Nathak.
How did you get a pass?
I'm a manager. Most executives on Noveria are free to come and go as they will.
If you simply just explore the hotel lobby, you can see how deep the corruption in this place actually goes. Alas, I am not here to root out said corruption. Conveniently for Lorik Keen, it aligns with my interests, so for now, I'll play along.
You have a plan?
I do. However, there is one other... What is that charming human expression? Fly in the lotion? Violence against Mr. Analeas' thugs may be necessary. He has members of Han Shan's security team searching my offices. He's paying them under the table. Miss Matsuo is unaware of their outside employment.
I was right to suspect that some of her people were crooked, and as such, I'm fully prepared to use my influence to deal with this, especially if it comes with a garage pass.
If he's paying them under the table, they're mercenaries. I can kill mercenaries.
Excellent. Here is my pass into our offices. It will activate the elevator. The evidence is on my office computer. This OSD contains an encryption key to access it. Slide it into the drive and it will auto-execute. Oh, and do try to keep bloodstains off the carpets, would you?
No promises, Lorik. God, I have navigated a colony of zombies and a literal volcano, but dealing with these corporate bozos really takes the cake.
Spectre, right?
Yeah, what's it to you?
Who's asking?
Don't worry. I'm not out to put a slug in your head. I used to be a military tech. Except for Mykul's people, everyone's too corporate here. They just sit around sipping expensive water. So what can I do for you today?
Where's this guy from? Palavan, Brooklyn?
I'm walking here! You seem like you have an ear to the ground. What's happening around here?
There's the problems up on Peak 15. Synthetics Insights was shut down by Analeas. And the matriarch came through.
Do you know where that matriarch is now?
You looking for her? She took a shuttle to Peak 15 before we lost contact.
What sort of problems are there at Peak 15?
Don't know. There's a blizzard up there, but we've had those before. Never cut the satellite uplinks before. 15's always had a lousy reputation. Nobody talks about what they do there. And everyone sent up comes back a little quieter.
What do you do here?
I'm the chief mechanic for Han Shan. Just call me Lee. Humans have a problem saying my full name. Got a team of 12 under me, keeping the shuttles coming and going.
What was that about synthetic insights?
Scuttlebutt says Lorik Keen was on the take. So Analeas shut down SI's offices, quiet-like, so no off-world lawyers come in on it.
How can I get into the garage?
You need a pass. You can get one from Analeas or the managers, if you can polish enough gizzard.
Maybe you could let me borrow yours?
Sure, if I wanted to lose my job and get sued into the next spiral arm. Security tracks card use.
I have to go.
You need anything? I'll be here.
I must admit, that was a really pleasant encounter.
Freeze! Han Shan security. This office is sealed.
Or what?
What'll you do if I don't?
You're the Spectre, right? Lorik Keen is under investigation.
I almost feel bad. She either doesn't know that she's here illegally, or she's just keeping up a facade. I simply do not have the time to debate this, so it's your cooperation or your life.
Analeas is paying you to shake this place down. That makes you a criminal. I can kill criminals.
You're bluffing.
When the wager is one's life, is calling the bluff really so wise?
He ain't paying me enough to take on Spectres or Alliance troops or whatever. How about this? You pretend you didn't see us, we'll pretend we didn't see you.
Too bad the rest of your colleagues didn't make the same decision. You download the evidence from Lorik's computer. Mission accomplished. Well, not quite.
I don't think you're supposed to be in here, Shepard.
I was hoping that this asshole would be the ringleader.
Do you plan on making me leave?
Leave? You think I'm gonna let you walk out? Annaleus would throw you off-world for what you did here. I won't. You know what we did to cop killers on my world?
What a load of crap. You're here off-duty, breaking the law for bribe money.
She's not wrong. And besides, the first two gave me a choice. The others, not so much. And quite frankly, neither did you.
I didn't want to fight them. They fired first.
Well, I don't need a gun to rip you to pieces.
Shields down.
Take him
Okay, let's get the hell out of here. Oh, hello.
Commander, there have been reports of noise from the Synthetic Insights office. Would you know anything about it?
I should have this entire Noveria operation shut the fuck down. Don't be coy, what's your angle in this?
Speak plain. What's your interest?
Not here, Spectre. Meet me at the hotel for a drink before you talk to Keen. I'll be waiting.
Role-playing aside, I honestly cannot stand Port Hanshan. I don't know, it just triggers me, in a way that the movie Office Space triggers me.
Hello, Peter. What's happening?
Alright, Parasini, what's your deal?
Allow me to reintroduce myself. Parasini, Noveria Internal Affairs.
Could it be possible, for the love of all that is holy, that I have finally met someone in this cesspool who isn't a snake? Please!
What do you want?
The Executive Board knows about Annaleus' corruption. I've been undercover for 6 months. I want you to convince Keen to testify before the Board. With his evidence, this planet can run profitably again.
I don't know, I'm gonna need more than that.
You work for Annaleus. Can't you just take his records?
He's a crook, not a moron. He doesn't keep logs on his computer saying, "This month I stole 3 million credits." Keen's testimony and records are everything I need to prove Annaleus' guilt in one package.
Keep talking.
Why don't you ask Keen directly?
I'm Annaleus' secretary. You'd think he'd believe me? That he'd meet me in some dark alley with his evidence?
I thought corruption was the rule on Noveria.
The rule is, don't rock the boat. Self-interest is tolerated if it doesn't interfere with business. Annaleus is driving customers away.
As much as I want my response to be,
I don't give a fuck.
Even if I believe that she is the sole bastion of honesty on all of Noveria, I still need Keen's pass.
I need Keen's garage pass to complete my mission.
You help my investigation, I'll provide whatever you need. Favor for a favor.
Quid pro quo.
In the long run, it is better to remove the source of the problem.
Look, Shepard, I don't like this either. You Spectres play fast and loose with the law. That's bad for business.
What's happening up on Peak 15?
Before the weather closed in, Hanshan received a Code Omega signal from him. Code Omega means a terminal breach of safety protocols. No one goes up until the crew sends an all clear.
That doesn't tell me much.
That's all I've got. No one knows what's going on up there.
And if the crew never sends an all clear?
The Executive Board votes whether or not to destroy the facility. One antimatter warhead from the battle stations vaporizes all contaminants.
How can I get to Peak 15?
The shuttles are down, so you'd have to drive up. If you get Keen to testify, I'll get you into the garage.
Do you know why the matriarch is here?
Something to do with Peak 15. She arrived after we received their Code Omega, automated warning of a containment breach. She came with an escort of Asari commandos. They took the last shuttle up to Peak 15 with a load of crates.
Do you know what she had in the crates?
No idea. The commandos wouldn't let anyone near them. They seemed heavy, though.
Did I mention this place sucks? Alright, at this point, it's as long as it's short, and she seems like the lesser of three evils, so we're going to help her.
Alright, I'll talk to Keen and see if I can convince him.
Thank you. You know where I work. Come talk to me once you know if he'll play ball.
Ash and Liara just in the back like, glad we don't have to make these choices.
Always a pleasure, Spectre. Any news on that matter I asked you to look into?
I finished the job, but an internal affairs investigator contacted me. She wants you to testify against Enolius.
Now that you have my property, you want to dictate how I use it. I have no interest in a public spectacle.
Excuse me, first off, I'm not the one dictating how you use it. But consider this. You'd be a hero, and it wouldn't hurt in taking steps towards doing better for a change. You know, fix your public image.
Everyone on this station is chafing under Enolius' extortion. You might end up a hero.
My employers rely on the goodwill of the executive board to work here.
The board is investigating Enolius. They will be more angry at him than at you.
All right. It is obvious that I cannot dissuade you. Very well. I will testify. Make whatever arrangements you need with your contact. I will wait here.
Just a little tidbit, but there used to be a bug in the original version of the game where you could continue to reset the conversation with Laurie Keene over and over again and keep earning Paragon and Renegade points indefinitely. They did take it out with the Legendary Edition, though.
Spectre, have you given any more consideration to my offer?
It took some persuasion, but Keene has agreed to testify.
That's a world of stress off my back. I'll take the evidence for safe transport. I didn't think you'd help me, being a Spectre and all. I guess some of you can be alright.
Yeah, you're welcome. You know, I could still change my mind. Well, not actually, but you know what I'm getting at. Don't push your luck.
That's some gratitude you got there.
Sorry, I'm used to having my guard up. When people find out I'm internal affairs, they treat me like a traitor. While you were working on Keene, I got you a garage pass. Be careful up there. I have an arrest to make. Wish I had time to change into something easy to move in. I hate skirts.
This is an outrage. I'll see that you never work in this sector again.
Yeah, get a move on.
You, Shepard! I demand you place this bitch under arrest!
You have the right to remain silent. I wish to God you'd exercise it. See you around the galaxy, Commander. I owe you a beer.
To be absolutely frank, Parasini, I hope I never see you ever again. Now let me out of this place!
Access to the garage is restricted.
I have authorization. Excuse me.
Yes, that's genuine. Drive safely. The weather's supposed to be pretty bad out in the Alutsk Valley.
Working in the garage must be just where it's at on Noveria. She was the second person over here who was polite.
Guess we know what Benezia had in the crates.
You don't say, Ashley.
Fan out and secure the area. No one gets in or out.
Okay.
What did you do here, Commander?
I mean, we're gonna go with the middle option here because it's the truth. I got nothing to hide.
The Geth ambushed us, we fought back. That's it.
Geth, you expect me to... Where did they come from?
Safe Money says Benezia had them in those shipping containers she arrived with.
I don't believe that. We did thorough scans of those. There were no power sources, no element zero masses. If Benezia Sama's containers were packed with these things, there are many more out there.
I just couldn't get out of here without one more confrontation with these dweebs. I think they deserve this last piece of attitude before I leave. Matsuo needs to get her ship in order.
We may be seeing a lot more of these things in the coming months.
For 3 centuries, everyone has said the Geth don't come out of the Veil. What is happening out there? I must report to the executive board. If word gets out about loose Geth, there may be an investor panic.
Finally! We're free! And fortunately, this is a rather uneventful Mako expedition. For the most part, all we have to do is handle a bunch of the usual suspects, some Geth shock troopers, rocket troopers, and so on, with the odd armature here and there. After dealing with them, it's pretty much a straight shot to Peak 15. And I have to say, this is one of my favourite level designs, especially in the Legendary Edition. It didn't quite feel like we were in an actual blizzard in the vanilla version. Now it looks much better in my opinion. Finally, we arrive at Peak 15.
Alert. All Peak 15 facilities have suffered a great deal of damage.
This is a fun detail.
Why are the turrets facing the wrong way?
They want to keep their people in as much as they want to keep others out.
A good example of setting the scene. As we push into the facility, we come across Benezia's Geth, but we can't help but notice that there is definitely something amiss.
What was that?
Animals, wind. This place is in bad shape. What the hell were those things?
Xenobiology is not my field. Maybe someone in the labs knows.
Excellent point, Liara. But before we can reach the labs, we have to go through a string of complicated puzzles and tasks, and it does get old fast. The first thing we have to do is get the memory core back up and running. This involves completing a variation of the Towers of Hanoi puzzle, where you have to transfer each block from Core 1 to Core 2, and no block may be placed on top of a block that is smaller than it. Alternatively, you can just use 100 Omnigel, but where's the fun in that? What's with the James Bond music?
It looks like you're trying to restore this facility. Would you like help?
Crap, a pop-up. I have zero patience right now.
How do I shut this thing up?
This system is monitored to respond to the name Mira. May I ask your name?
For what purpose? I really don't trust this place.
Why do you need to know?
To determine the data access available to you. Basic access is limited to non-secure queries. Secure access allows most system functions. Privileged access is available only to executives of Binary Helix.
Okay, fair enough, that makes sense.
Commander Shepard, I work for the Citadel's Special Tactics and Reconnaissance.
One moment, please. Council authority confirmed. You are entitled to secure access of all systems. Please note that queries relating to corporate secrets require privileged access. Privileged access is only available to Binary Helix executives. This system is ready to process queries. You may access me at any holographic interface within Peak 15.
Okay, well, we're really on mission now. Given that this is a VI, it's gotta know where she is, right?
I need to find Matriarch Benezia.
Lady Benezia departed on the passenger tramway to the Rift Station subsidiary labs. User alert. The tramway system is currently inoperable.
Either option is nothing more than a request for instructions on how to repair the damage so we can leave.
I need a status report. What systems are down?
One moment, please. Diagnostics in progress. Critical failure. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required. Critical failure. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger tram systems are offline. Report complete. Do you have an additional system status query?
Long story short, we have to fix the landline connections on the roof which allow the VI to remotely operate the tram. After dispatching a sizable amount of these unknown creatures, we successfully achieve this. Then lastly, we head down to the basement, where we must activate the facility's reactor, restoring power to the tramway. As you can see, a small contingent of Geth forces stands in our way. Mission accomplished. With that complete, we can now board the tram and hopefully, finally confront Benezia. Gotta make sure it's safe to proceed.
Departing Central Station. Destination, Rift Station. Now arriving at Rift Station, Binary Helix Research Facility.
This entire mission on Noveria is one of the first examples in the whole Mass Effect trilogy where the soundtrack elevates the atmosphere to previously unmatched levels. And most of these tracks feature throughout the game when you're doing all of the side missions and assignments, but the way they are scripted here, you can clearly tell that they were originally composed specifically for Noveria. It really does a good job of giving us the feeling that the stakes have risen.
Stand down. Sorry, we couldn't be sure what was on the tram.
Can those things work a train's controls?
Hell if I know. I'm not assuming any goddamn thing. Look, you're human and that's enough that I won't shoot, but I'd like to know who you are.
The way I see it, if they are friendlies, then it shouldn't hurt to announce my rank.
My name is Shepard. I'm a Spectre.
Huh. I won't look a heavily armed horse in the mouth. The aliens overran the hot labs last week. Only Han Olar got out, and he ain't all there anymore. First we knew the bastards were clawing into my command post. We had a lot more staff then.
Okay, finally, someone can provide some information onto what these things are.
We've never seen anything like them. What do you know?
I'm no xenobiologist. They're fast, vicious, and there's a hell of a lot of them. The board sent an Asari to clean up the mess. She went to the hot labs yesterday. We haven't heard from her since.
He means Benezia. Which probably means he also works for her. I kinda want to drop the hint that I'm after her, just to see what his reaction is.
Benezia. Is she still over there?
I don't know. I don't see what one person could do.
A matriarch has the skill to keep herself alive for a long time.
There's an emergency elevator out by the trams. This card will let you activate it. It can take you down to the hot labs. Oh, and if you need any first aid, Dr. Cohen's downstairs in the med bay.
Tell me about Rift Station.
I can't talk about everything. What do you need to know?
Tell me about the defenses here.
Secure enough that you shouldn't poke in corners.
I am embarrassed to admit that I have never had this Paragon Renegade check. Clearly, I have never really had a thorough conversation with Captain Ventralis before. What an amateur. On the plus side, I get to experience something new. Anyway, does this guy not remember just now when I told him that I'm a Spectre? This place is vulnerable.
I just wanted to offer some deployment advice. You're lucky these things are dumb animals. 3 coordinated guys could take this place.
Have you checked the layout yet? Easily defensible by a few people. That's not counting the automated defenses.
Something ain't right with this guy. I really doubt that's enough.
Automated defenses can be overridden.
What impresses me most is the turrets, alarms, and cameras. They're all routed through a central location out by the quarantine labs. One guy can lock down the whole facility. The security hub's the last logical fallback, and we'd have cover from the turrets all the way.
What kind of research is done here?
Beats me. I'm not supposed to know. So long as people don't start dying, it's not my problem.
What can you tell me about the aliens?
Ask Dr. Olar. He's the only one who made it out of the hot labs. He's the only Volus left in here.
I need to know more about the situation in the hot labs.
The facility's off the network. The only way to find out would be to send scouts down the elevator, and I won't send my people to their death.
Did the aliens come from inside the facility, or did they attack from outside?
You want my personal opinion? Labs like that exist to do stupid crap that gets people killed.
Tell me about the structure of the hot labs.
It's built into one of the glaciers further down the mountain. Real old, thick, stable one. Something goes wrong, they heat it up and sink it into the ice. Normally, the crew gets to the labs using a tram from Central Station. Got an elevator that connects directly, but it's for emergency use only. Listen. I'm not sending my people down there. It's too dangerous. You understand?
How are your people holding up?
We weren't expecting the initial wave. They made it inside. We lost some good people. Those of us left are short-handed. We've kept order by long shifts and stems. I don't like it, but I don't see an alternative.
You're certain the matriarch is still in the hot labs?
She hasn't come back here. You came through Central Station, so she ain't there.
I've got work to do.
Yeah, I hear that. Hell! Man the perimeter!
Heads up!
Thanks for the help. Every few hours, a group comes up the tram tunnel. It's actually better since we locked down the elevator.
Neutral Shep is often smart Shep. He knows something's up.
They always attack here? It's an obvious kill zone.
Their only other option is over the mountain and down through the ducts, and they freeze like everyone else. I don't know why they keep throwing themselves against our defenses. Even animals should learn not to stick their noses where it hurts.
Where did they come from? Were they in the lab? I never went in the high security areas.
You're not going to go to the hot labs, are you?
What?
You're a member of the science teams?
Recently transferred, yes.
What do you do here?
Molecular genetics. I specialize in biotic-enhanced allele-specific hybridization.
Alright. Didn't understand a word of that. Shepard's awesome, but not that awesome.
That's a bit technical for me.
I am very good at tracking inherited variations in genetic sequences. I'm sure you would find it quite dull.
You seem less upset at this situation than the others.
That is one of the virtues of the meditation you interrupted.
Tell me about yourself.
I am Alestia Ayalis from the University of Arraeus. Is there anything in particular you want to know, or should I just spout random facts?
My ghast, it is Flabbard. Who pissed in her cereal?
No need to be so rude.
You are interrupting my meditations. Precisely how rude must I be to convince you to leave?
Do you know Matriarch Benezia?
Why ask me, and not your friend?
Because I do not know anything about the matriarch.
Then why would I?
Because you're here.
That's all for now.
Then I will return to my meditations.
What a thoroughly appalling person.
What? No!
Sorry. Man, I really need to just not speak to anyone here.
Sorry. I haven't had much sleep since the attack. Is there something you need?
What sort of work do you do here?
I can't say. I signed a non-disclosure agreement. If we survive, I'd like to keep my job. The location is terrible, but the pay is better than any other commercial lab.
You're not happy on Peak 15?
The outside world doesn't exist here, just walls of ice and rock. There's only the work, the discovery. It's easy to forget why science is guided by ethics. Maybe we're paying for that now.
You're not happy on Peak 15?
The outside world doesn't exist here, just walls of ice and rock. There's only the work, the discovery. It's easy to forget why science is guided by ethics. Maybe we're paying for that now.
What do you know about the hot labs?
Nothing, I didn't work there. As far as I know, Han Olar was the only survivor.
Is he in the medical ward?
No, he's staying in the science team's quarters. Be gentle with him. He had a trying experience.
What do you do here?
I'm a toxicologist. I can't talk about my work. Not that I'm doing anything since the accident.
There was an accident here?
I can't talk about what happened. Not here. Too public. Talk to Dr. Cohen in the medical ward. He was the project lead.
What do you do here?
I'm a toxicologist. I can't talk about my work. Not that I'm doing anything since the accident.
How are you holding up?
It would be petty to complain after showering off a coworker's brain. None of us have had enough sleep since the attack. Of course, not all of us have guns.
I'm looking for an Asari.
Asari? Well, there's Dr. Ayalis over there. There's also our guest, Lady Benezia. Captain Ventralis might know where she is.
I'll talk to you later.
Remember to report any suspicious noises.
Can I report suspicious people? Because everyone here is hella suspicious.
What do you want?
Speaking of suspicious, what's wrong with these people? They don't sound good.
Were they attacked by the aliens?
They're suffering from a toxin. There was an accident. I have a non-disclosure agreement. I shouldn't discuss it with anyone outside of the company.
Your call. To be fair, I'm not interested in your company secrets. I just wanted to know if they'd been attacked by those creatures.
Suit yourself.
I'm just trying to avoid an incident.
How's the science team holding up?
Better than Ventralos' guards. They've been on alert since the first attack. I've been administering stims at their request. But every species needs to sleep. They're getting twitchy, irrational.
Are you the doctor here?
I'm a doctor, but not the doctor. My specialty is microbiology, not first aid. We had a medic, Dr. Salah, but we lost him. The automatics can handle basic treatment. Mira runs them.
Talk to you later.
Yes.
I mean, really? I should just start shooting.
This system is online and ready to provide emergency services.
What are you doing over here?
I administrate the systems of all of the various Peak 15 facilities.
What's wrong with these people?
Accessing logs. They were in the midst of an experiment when the shutdown began.
When you were taken offline.
Without my program to administrate containment procedures, a quarantine breach occurred.
What treatments have been attempted?
I'm afraid treatment is not possible. An unknown toxin is present within the tissues of each patient.
We don't need anything right now.
Very well, Commander. Logging you out.
Hello, hello. Are there any normal people here?
You came to find out about them, didn't you?
Don't play the pronoun game with me. You mean the aliens, of course.
You mean those things out there?
Yes. I'm the only survivor from the hot lab, you know.
I need to know more about those things out there.
About the Rachni?
Rachni? That's preposterous.
So a first-time player would have never heard of the Rachni. Headcanon-wise, Shepard knows what the Rachni are, and he is pretty sure they're extinct.
The Krogan wiped them out 1,000 years ago.
They found it in a derelict ship. An egg. Waiting since the last battles. They brought it here.
Shut up! God, you want to get us killed?
I don't have any control over who lives or dies here. Do you?
If you're gonna be crazy, be the quiet kind.
Crazy? I'm sane. God, am I sane?
I don't doubt it.
I need to know everything about the Rachni.
I told you all I can. We brought the Rachni back from the dead. In retrospect, a bad decision.
I heard you were at the hot labs. How did you make it out alive?
I killed her.
Who?
Doctors on Muir. We were going to lunch when the alarms went off. I ran into the tram, and I closed the doors. She banged on the window once, then they sliced her to pieces. Her head came apart like a melon. I closed the door. I killed her.
Yeah, there's really no use judging this guy, especially if he's the only sane one here. You did what you had to do.
If you hadn't, you'd be dead too.
Of course. That is perfectly true.
Could Matriarch Benezia survive in the hot labs?
It's possible. The specimens were sensitive to biotics.
I'll be leaving now.
Yeah.
I think if it wasn't clear before, it is definitely clear now. All these people are in cahoots with Benezia. The only remaining mystery is, what do the Rachni have to do with this? Oh, hello.
Are you here to secure the situation?
Sure. I'm gonna flash my badge.
That's right. I'm a Council Spectre. Who are you?
I am Yaroslav Tartakovsky, the Operations Director. I would stand and shake hand, but you must listen to me. If we do not contain our mistake, they will drop bombs from the battle stations. You understand?
Wait. Is there an Asari matriarch here?
Sorry? I have not seen one.
She is safe then, at Rift Station.
This is not important. You must be listening. Binary Helix found an egg. It was on a derelict ship, thousands of years drifting. This was Rachni's ship. Inside they find many eggs in cryogenic suspension.
And so they hatched it? I mean, that is baffling. Baffling.
They brought it here to wake it up?
Binary Helix planned to clone Rachni, mass-produce them, create an army. But when they get here, they find this egg is not a common Rachni. It is a queen. After she lays eggs, they move her to Rift Station. They are thinking that without her, they can raise the babies to be obedient.
Hold on. Don't you need a male to get eggs?
Queens are born carrying the genetic code of their fathers. Eggs are carried away from the colony to hatch alone. Queens can lay eggs in hours and have a colony in days. This is how they spread so quickly.
And I am getting impatient. But because I grow tired of obviously suspicious people trying to slow me down, this guy better start talking.
This is fascinating, but we don't have time to chat.
These Rachni are beyond saving. It is a sad thing, but they must be euthanized. I am thinking that the neutron purge must be set off.
I'm not familiar with the purge system.
It creates bursts of neutron radiation, kills everything within the station. Things beyond get genetic damage of varying degree.
Whatever, if it must be done, just tell me how.
How do we set off the purge?
Arming controls are nearby. All you do is insert the key. Then I will give Chimera a restore.
So there is a silly but rather important part of the headcanon that you must adhere to here. You must avoid looting that guy's body.
Connecting. I have full access to the facility and am at your disposal.
Is there an Asari here?
There is an Asari I cannot identify standing next to you.
How you tolerate literal-minded VIs is beyond me.
There are no others visible to my remaining internal sensors.
How many Rachni are in here?
I'm sorry, the sensor network is too damaged to provide an accurate count.
Give me your best guess.
Guessing is beyond my design parameters, Commander.
What's the status of the facility?
Containment breach in Laboratory Pod Gamma. The neutron purge system is functional, but has not been armed.
Are there any survivors in here?
Yaroslav Tartakovsky, Director of Operations, is on the operations deck. There are no other living crew members within the lab structure.
What's the status of the facility?
Containment breach in Laboratory Pod Gamma. Yaroslav, there are no other living crew members within the lab structure.
How many Rachni are in here?
I'm sorry, the sensor network is too damaged to provide an accurate count.
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
And this is why you don't loot his body, because you have to pick this option and it has to make sense. Oh, I just forgot to check. So might as well mumble something, see if that works.
Sic semper
That is not the correct code. Please report to security for arrest and interrogation.
We're moving on.
It's such a glorious moment that the developers decided to place in this game that you just have to do it. The absurdity that Shepard thought it would work. Anyway, let's see if this guy's corpse has the answer. Oh look, he's got the password. Let's try this again.
Code input 875-020-079. Code Omega, local execution.
Verified. Code Omega execution in 120 seconds.
Now, let's finish this.
I'm sorry about this, Shepard. We've got orders from Benezia.
I am shocked! Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
And of course, as everything was leading to this point, we have to now take out all of these men and finally fight our way to Benezia. Hey, come here, Ventralis, you blood... Ashley, kill him! Well, this is awkward. My shotgun needs to cool down. Have we finally met our match? Oh, no.
You do not know the privilege of being a mother. There is power in creation. To shape a life, turn it toward happiness or despair. Her children were to be ours, raised to hunt and slay Saren's enemies. I won't be moved by sympathy, no matter who you bring into this confrontation.
I know you ain't talking about Liara. She's here on her own accord, and she's part of the crew.
Liara's here because she's a member of my crew.
Indeed. What have you told him about me, Liara?
What could I say, Mother? That you're insane? Evil? Should I explain how to kill you? What could I say?
Have you faced an Asari commando unit before? Few humans have.
I'm in genuine shock that she doesn't care about her one bit. It's around this time that Shepard is now realizing that it's not just her followers who are going crazy, but it's Benezia herself.
I can't believe you'd kill your own daughter.
I now realize I should have been stricter with her.
This is the first really interesting boss fight in the game. Benezia herself is a unique mob, but most of the encounter involves taking down waves of commandos and Geth, with each wave resulting in Benezia becoming weaker and weaker. Once we've taken out the last of the enemies, then Benezia is seemingly defeated.
This is not over. Saren is unstoppable. My mind is filled with his light. Everything is clear.
Given that she doesn't seem to have backed down yet, I am going to take this opportunity to trash talk.
I expected better from Asari commandos.
I will not betray him. You will... You must listen. Saren still whispers in my mind. I can fight his compulsions briefly, but the indoctrination is strong.
He's completely caught off guard. Like, what, is she pleading for her life or something?
Why are you able to break free of his control now?
I sealed a part of my mind away from the indoctrination, saving it for a moment when I could help destroy him. It will not last long.
I tell ya, if I had a nickel for every time a crazy Asari claimed that she'd been brainwashed by Saren, and then suddenly turned it around and offered to help me, I'd have 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
We met Shiala on Pharos. She told us about Sovereign's indoctrination.
It is a terror to be trapped in your mind. To beat upon the glass as your hands torture and murder. I was powerless. Nothing but a tool for Saren. He sent me here to find the location of the Mu relay. Its position was lost thousands of years ago.
How does something that big go missing?
4,000 years ago, a star nearby went supernova. The shockwave propelled the relay out of its system, but did not damage it. Its precise vector and speed are impossible to determine. As millennia passed, the nebula created by the nova enveloped the relay. It is difficult to find any cold object in interstellar space, particularly something swathed in hot dust and radiation.
Alright, put your money where your mouth is. If you claim you want to help me, then give it to me.
Tell me where the Mu gate is before I lose my temper.
Of course, Commander. I transcribed the data to an OSD. Take it, please.
Knowing the relay's coordinates is not enough. Do you know where he planned to go from there?
Saren wouldn't tell me his destination. But you must find out quickly. I transmitted the coordinates to him before you arrived. You have to stop me. I can't. His teeth are at my ear. Fingers on my spine. You should. You should.
Mother! Don't leave! Fight him!
You've always made me proud, Liara. Die!
And when she loses control once again, it's a pretty brief fight. She goes down very easy.
I cannot go on. You will have to stop him, Shepard.
I do believe her, but this response is more for Liara's sake.
Hold on. We've got Metagel. Maybe we can...
No. He is still in my mind. I am not entirely myself. I never will be again.
Mother!
Good night, little wing. I will see you again with the dawn. No light. They always said there would be a...
This was one of the real concrete moments where I realized that this is a very dark game.
This one serves as our voice. We cannot sing. Not in these low spaces. Your musics are colorless.
I think this response is so funny, but it's also true. Like, what?
Musics? What?
Your way of communicating is strange. Flat. It does not color the air. When we speak, one moves all.
This is gonna be a fun conversation.
We are the mother. We sing for those left behind. The children you thought silenced. We are Rachni.
Alright, for a moment, I believe you. You want to talk, though? Make it quick. Impress me.
I didn't come here to talk to bugs.
You are not in harmony with those who hoped to control us. What will you sing? Will you release us? Are we to fade away once more?
Commander, I don't trust this thing. We know its kind are killers. The tank is rigged with acid. I recommend using it.
They made a mistake. They let the Krogan go too far. This is a chance for us to atone. She has done nothing to us.
Your companions hear the truth. You have the power to free us, or return our people to the silence of memory.
If I let you live, would you attack other races again?
No. I do not know what happened in the war. We only heard discordance. Songs the color of oily shadows. We would seek a hidden place to teach our children harmony. If they understand, perhaps we would return.
You could have calmed them if I hadn't set off the purge?
No. Our minds are not as yours. We can only learn to sing in harmony. Without a mother, children are lost to silence. You should not sing of them in gray and violet. We would have stilled them ourselves.
Are you a survivor from the war? A clone?
We do not know. We were only an egg, hearing Mother cry in our dreams. A tone from space hushed one voice after another. It forced the singers to resonate with its own sour yellow note. Then we awoke in this place, the last echo of those who came out from the singing planet. The sky is silent.
We are now a pretty sizable chunk of the way into the game, and if you haven't figured it out by now, this Shepard is callous, impatient, and hot-tempered, but has a strong sense of justice and honor. But despite all of that, he is driven by the duty and desire to help. Above all else, he wants to believe the Queen, and he wants to give her a chance, but not without warning. This is a heavy decision. I'll free you.
I won't destroy your entire race. You'll go free.
There's a reason their kind were hunted to extinction. It's better to be safe than let a dangerous race loose.
That's disgusting, Ashley. I can't accept that. I can kill if I have to, and I can be a horrible person if I need to be, but genocide is not my job, nor is it something that I wish to have on my conscience.
Are we any better if we kill them all?
If this had happened in Tokyo, or Armstrong, or on the Citadel, the death toll would be...
You will give us the chance to compose anew? We will remember. We will sing of your forgiveness to our children.
What's our next move, Commander? Head for the Mu relay?
Whoa. I appreciate the eagerness, Ash, but we need to assess.
The Mu relay could link to dozens of systems. Unless we know exactly where Saren's going, we'd just be wasting our time.
The Commander is right. We cannot rush off blind. We still need to learn more about Saren.
Who put you in charge? Did the Commander resign when I wasn't looking?
Hey, what the hell? Stop this. Enough.
We're all on the same team here, Williams. She's just trying to help.
Sorry, Commander.
Don't let it happen again.
We're done here. Crew, dismissed.
Noveria report is away, Commander. You want me to patch it through to the Council?
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Commander, do not cut me off like last time. I failed to find it amusing.
Don't lecture me and it won't happen again.
Save the sermon. I'm just here to follow up on my report.
Is this report accurate, Commander? You found Rachni on Noveria?
And then release the Queen. Do you have any idea what you've done? How many generations until they overrun the galaxy?
That sounds suspiciously like lecturing me. Take this snarky response as a warning.
3? No. 4.
This is no joke, Commander. The Rachni were one of the greatest threats the galaxy ever faced.
I did my due diligence. I can guarantee you that these Rachni are not the same. I kind of like the idea that I'm using my voice as a way to try to change the perspective of the Council here.
This Queen is different. She understands why her kind had to be wiped out last time around.
I hope you're right, Shepard. Our children's children will pay the price if you're not.
We'll be waiting for your next report, Commander.
Oh hey, I didn't disconnect. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back next week with another episode of Uncharted Worlds, and probably go check in on the crew. Don't forget to like and share, and if you're interested in more Mass Effect content, subscribe to the channel and check out some of these lore videos right here. Keeler Salai, my friends, and until next time,
I should go.